Upfront fares for drivers have been around for a while now. I love seeing all that information up front on the request screen, but is there one piece of that information that should go away? So Uber released upfront fares for drivers well over a year ago now, and then late last year, Lyft followed suit and released their own upfront fares. Seeing paid duration, distance, and the destination on the request screen is great, and as independent contractors, we deserve this information. The catch though is, fares can be priced all over the place. Some may be priced well, some may be priced terribly. Some may include surge, some may include pickup distance. It's really complicated. And because of this, Uber has the ability to manipulate that upfront fare in their favor. Again, those fares are complicated. I could not imagine being a newer driver. I personally have almost a decade of rideshare experience, so I have an idea of what I should be being paid for that upfront fare. But as a newer driver, I would be completely lost. And markets differ as well. Here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, I personally like to get paid at least $1 per mile for the entirety of the trip, the pickup distance and the on-trip distance. And then you have markets like Chicago or New York, where time matters a lot more. Plain and simple, drivers just need to be much more educated under the upfront fare model, and I think Uber and Lyft were banking on that when they released these. Personally, currently, my acceptance rate on both platforms is hovering right around 60%, and that's actually pretty high. It's been as low as 40%. And this is because I know what I should be getting paid, and a lot of the upfront fares that I see are not paying well enough. So early on last year, when upfront fares were originally released, I thought in my head, how is Uber going to manipulate these? Will surge completely go away? Will different drivers get different upfront fares? Like if drivers sat in a room, looked at their upfront fares that they were receiving for the same request, and one was getting a higher upfront fare than the other. That's how Uber can manipulate these upfront fares. So if you're a driver that doesn't cherry pick as much and has a higher acceptance rate, Uber can offer you lower upfront fares than drivers that do cherry pick and have lower acceptance rates. And all of these concerns that I had over Uber manipulating the upfront fare have come to fruition. Recently on Show Me the Money Club, they've been covering how Uber has been shaving on a lot of drivers' earnings lately. And a specific topic that they covered where Uber is not covering that entire $1 EV credit really irked me. So Uber has this EV credit program where if you buy an electric vehicle, you receive $1 more per ride up to $4,000 per year. That's what they're saying. So it's advertised as a $1 credit on every ride up to $4,000 for the year. But drivers with electric vehicles and gas vehicles have been comparing their upfront fares, and that full $1 credit is not being applied to all electric vehicle upfront fares. Imagine investing in an electric vehicle just for this program, only to be bait and switched. This is total bullshit. And if you ever experience issues like this, please email Sergio at the RideShare Guy, and also be sure to watch Show Me the Money Club every Tuesday. They are doing a hell of a job of covering the shaving and manipulation that is happening with these upfront fares. So what's the main issue with these upfront fares, and what's the piece that should go away? It's the fare calculation upfront. And manipulation is the main word. They are able to manipulate these fares to account for many things on their end. They're able to manipulate it in their favor. And the model that they should be implementing nationwide is the one that they use in Seattle. From what I understand, you see all the information up front. You see the pickup location, you see the drop-off location, you see the duration, the time and distance, and then drivers are paid on actual time and distance rates. There is no upfront fare calculation. You're paid for the actual on-trip time and distance that you drive. And also, this time and distance should include the pickup. You should be getting paid for your time and distance to the pickup location. One positive thing that I have seen under upfront fares that I didn't see obviously under previous time and distance rates is that I am being paid for the pickup on a lot of rides, and we deserve to be paid for the time and distance to the pickup location, and passengers should be covering that in their fare. And one issue that I could see Uber and Lyft having with this time and distance upfront model is that drivers would cherry pick the longer rides and they wouldn't accept the shorter rides. And a solution to that is to elevate the time and distance rates for the shorter rides, pay more for those shorter rides on time and distance. Again, as independent contractors, we deserve all this information up front. And Uber and Lyft knew that they were going to have to provide this information up front eventually if they wanted to continue to classify us as independent contractors. But they took that and used it to their advantage. They're manipulating the upfront fare. They figured, sure, we'll give them upfront fares, but we're going to complicate the pricing algorithm so much that drivers' heads are going to be spinning half of the time. Now, what can drivers do about this manipulation? You need to cherry pick. You need to know how much a ride is worth in your market, specifically in your market. Again, here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, I try to get paid at least $1 per mile for the entirety, pickup and the on-trip distance. But in a market like Chicago or New York, where time matters a lot more, you need to know what you should be getting paid in those markets as well. Cherry pick, don't accept everything, know your worth in your market. Also, shave miles whenever you can. On that upfront screen, they calculate the mileage up front, but there's a lot of that mileage that can be shaved. You can find shorter routes to both the pickup location and from the pickup location to the drop-off location. I shave probably about 5 to 10 miles every single week. But overall, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of upfront fares? Do you think that the fare portion of the upfront fare, that piece, should be eliminated? Do you agree with me that the Seattle model should be implemented nationwide? We should be getting paid actual time and distance rates. Also, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and tune in to Show Me the Money Club every Tuesday. They're doing a hell of a job of covering this upfront fare manipulation. Thanks again for watching and drive safe. Thanks.